have a little bit of a different video for you today. Instead of my weekly plan with me, I'm going to show you how I am trying to correct my planning struggles. So I am in my Erin Condren Compact Vertical Life Planner, but there's a twist. Hi, I'm Kristen and I post functional planning videos on my channel. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. I totally messed up filming the plan with me. I was gonna film it, I started filming it. There's not footage anymore. So let's go to the current week here and look at what's going on. And I am still working on some of the stuff because I'm still in this week when I'm filming this. We are also behind the September tab for the last week of August. If you watch my last week's plan with me, you know that I've been kind of struggling with planning lately in this compact vertical, and many of the comments told me what I already knew I needed to do, and that is just to go back to the way I am used to planning, or the way I know that works for me, which is a monthly planner where I use the lined notes pages to make a simple, weekly overview layout for my week on one page. I have done that, but you say, Kristen, it still says compact vertical here. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I took the planner apart. I took all the compact vertical pages out from September forward and then left all my monthly spreads because I have already dated this for my Monday start. I like this setup. I didn't want to have to redo this in a monthly planner, and I prefer the Life Planner dashboard to the monthly planner dashboard. This one's just much more functional for me, and so with the dashboard being here, I'm able to take all the weeks out and not mess with the months. So I did that. And the other thing is that I'm showing you October because I already have some stuff in September, and we'll get to that. I had thought I could just put some lined notes pages here because traditionally you've got the lined notes page on this side, but then the other side of that starts your weekly spreads. But since I took those out, I no longer had that. I thought, well, I could just add plain lined notes pages from an Erin Condren notebook in here, or I could use those weekly overview layouts that came from the add-on section of the Life Planner. So if you remember, these are an option now if you order a Life Planner in the back, and you get enough for 40 weeks. And I ended up buying 2 Life Planners. Well, sorry, I got 1 Life Planner, this current one, for free from Erin Condren to review during launch week. And then I chose this as the add-on for it, and then I purchased another Life Planner to get more add-on pages and just to try out. It was an hourly layout. I tried to use it, and I don't know, it didn't stick, probably because I just didn't need another planner. But I am using the add-on pages throughout. So I put the planner back together and I added these sheets in here, and then I could have just added these alone, but I didn't want to have the weekly layout facing the dashboard, so I put a sheet in between. But then I liked the idea so that I would have the extra notes page here next to the dashboard, but then of course this side is now just like a notes page next to the week. And so then I got the idea to just put a sheet in between each week so that I kind of have an extra notes page in between each week. So that's what I ended up doing, and I only put the planner back together through December because I figured that's just like a good stopping point, and it got pretty thick because I kept adding other things too while I had it taken apart. And then you'll notice that I already have dated it. That's one thing that I did like about having the compact vertical, was that it was already dated, whereas when I was doing the weekly spreads where I was drawing this grid in on the notes page, it wasn't dated. And so I did like having that, so I went ahead and dated the rest through December. So let's go into November because I have some stuff there already and I don't want to show it yet, but let's go to a blank section and note at the end of November. So we have this, which this week isn't getting used. We had 5 weeks in November, and then this is just blank that I can utilize in a different way. I'm usually pretty creative with stuff like this. What I'll probably do is change each of these boxes to just be like a category of something, and then just make some random notes there, and you know. And so then we have the dot grid page again here, and then this page is, so you have dot grid and then lined, and then this is one of those priorities and notes layout notebooks, I think is what it was called. And so I put that there. And this was from a really old planner. I think it was an exclusive thing to the summer warehouse sale, like in 2023 maybe. And it has the old productivity layout page and then just some checklists. So I just added those in because I thought I could use them for content planning or just other notes as things are going on, just to have like a different way to use all these pages that have just kind of been sitting around on my shelves. And then here is where I've added the meeting notebook that came out with the back to school collection. I took that apart and put a full spread here because every month I do have a PTO meeting, and then so there's one of these spreads in every month for me to use for that. And then of course the back of that is printed with, you know, the facing layout, and that's still just a notes page and a little checklist at the bottom. And then this side is just like another meeting thing that if I did have another meeting, I could use this, or I could still just use it for notes and just kind of use it however I want. So those are all the pages I've added to the months instead of the weekly spreads. And then when we get to the end of the planner, we have the notes section that's the same as it was. I promise this video is coming up. I keep showing it to you and not giving you a video, but that will come up soon. You know, I've got my reading section here, and then I did add a tracker to keep track of my savings deposits and like the categories I'm depositing into. And I'm not done with this page yet, but anyway, that's a Planner Kate half-page annual tracker, and that's an A5 size I just happen to have. I'm just using my things, you know. So then I've got another notes page here, and then this notes page is the back of that Heritage and Awareness Observances page, and then I've added some more stuff here. So this is another one of those, we're stuck. We got some sticky notes stuck. This is another one of those priorities and notes pages, and I went ahead and added the mini calendars for the beginning of January, or for the beginning of 2025, just so if I needed to do any forward planning, I would have a spot to check dates, and just I can write in the notes here. I only went through June because I figured at this point I will have either moved into another planner or I just won't need this page anymore. And then I just put all my sticky notes everywhere. And then this is just the 2026 forward planning, my sticker sheets, and my pocket, and then I added some stuff after the pocket. So here I have added an old plum paper clear sheet protector that goes into the coil. So Erin Condren doesn't have these, but plum paper does, and this was just from an old plum paper. I always take my planners apart when I'm done with them and keep the extra pieces like this because it's just, I can do fun stuff like this with them. And so I've got this here, and then I put another pocket back here. So what I have in my pockets are just like the stickers and things I use regularly as I'm planning. And then here I have the school calendar for this year and my son's class schedule for this year, and then just some more fun days for this school year, just for PTO purposes. And then in my clear page protector here, I have a art print that came with a Cultivate What Matters like sticker pack, I think. And this is one of my favorite quotes of all time. And or my favorite like encouraging words, I guess you could say. I don't know if it's from a quote or attributed to anybody, but I just love this like concept. And so I put this in here on this side, and then I printed out the Goal School Premium course syllabus just for here, because this is something I'm always referencing. I think what's going to happen for 2025 is whenever I sign up for Goal School Premium for 2025, I'm going to just add all the dates directly into my planner and not wait. I think that's going to be like a theme for 2025, is to not wait. I tend to put off adding things to my planner so that I can film it for a plan with me, and I just don't think that's really working for me anymore. I am referencing this a lot. This would also be a good spot for like the Formula One schedule, if I wanted to put that there, but you know, that's what this is for. And then I have my other double-sided pocket here from an old Color Blends planner. This is just a reference sheet of like a font set I recently purchased on Etsy. So, you know, just something I wanted to keep close at hand. And then empty pocket here. I do have my sticky note, snap-in sticky notes back here, and then just some other ones that I've printed. And then here I have the new stencil in case I want to use it. It's back here. I love the stencil. I don't like how flimsy it is, and so that's why I don't use it as a bookmark. It's too hard to get on and off the coil regularly the way I use the ruler, so I'm still using an old ruler for my bookmark. And then my usual back cover, you know, situation here. And then in the front I have another set of sticky notes just to have available, because like I mentioned, the PTO meetings every month, I'll just bring my whole planner with me to the PTO meeting, which I don't usually do. I don't usually bring my planner with me when I go somewhere, so this is something new I'm going to be trying. And I just wanted to have things in the planner available so I don't have to like get a whole bunch of stuff out of my bag during a meeting. But if I need a note, you know, a sticky note, I like these ones from Erin Condren because they're big, they have lines, and I like the tabs. These kind of work a little bit better when I'm taking a note on something versus like these. This one's big, obviously, but these are more just like if I need to like tentatively schedule in a date or something. Anyhow, that is how I've set up the planner. So now let's look at week 35, which is the week I should be planning with you, but like I said, technical difficulties, so that didn't happen. But this is the week. So if you remember, this looked like this when it was blank, and I have just added to it. What I did was I took my ruler and my light gray fine tip marker here, and I just drew a line right here to block off this space under the dates. So the way this is different from what I normally do or was doing in my monthly planner is that was a lined notes page. So there were lines on the page, and I wrote my dates in along the side here, like this way. And so the dates go this way, and I don't really like the awkward space underneath that. So I just went at the widest point, which is on Thursday, and then put a line down just to block that off. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I did white some stuff out here. I thought that I could use this as a spot to write in like the theme of the day. So that's something that I'm working on in my my Cultivate What Matters routines notebook, is that like rhythms. So I might have like a day that has like a rhythm, like a filming day or a rest day or a reset day, that kind of thing. And I thought this would be a good spot for that, but then I didn't like how crowded it looked, so I whited it out. But I think that would be also good for like if there's a birthday or something super important that's just like kind of takes over the whole day, that might be a good spot for a note like that. And then over here on this section, I just put anything that had a time related to it, or a specific day. Like for example, Power Sheets cover reveal is on the 27th, and we're super excited about that. And so I put that in here, and the same with the season by season planner cover reveal is the next day. So those are things that aren't like necessarily like a certain time, but I wanted it noted. They're not tasks, it's just like an event, I guess. And then so I have my timed events here, things that I need to be aware of what time they're happening. And then over here I just have my task list, and this is how I always used to do it as well, where I was just doing a running task list instead of putting the tasks for specific days within the day. And as much as I really liked the concept of that with the compact vertical, it just wasn't working. I think that was causing a lot of my struggle of trying to like wrap my brain around you know, where do I put the timed things? Where do I put the priorities? Where do I put the basic tasks and stuff like that? And I think with this really helps me to just see everything I need to get done throughout the week. And then the things that need to happen on a certain day, I just put in parentheses what day. And that usually is enough for me. My eye tends to go to that. If it didn't, I could always like highlight that or something, but I was doing it this way for so long that that's just like normal for me. And so this works. And so I just have my whole weekly checklist here. And then I put down here the stuff I was reading, because both of the 2 books here are audiobooks that are due like at the end of this week. And I really want to finish at least the first one. I don't know if I'll the second one's really long and I'm probably not going to finish it, but I started this one and I really want to finish it. But anyway, so that's there. And then over here on this side, the notes page, I kind of have like a little dashboard situation. And I did look at the Plum Paper weekly overview spread. It's very similar to this. Like if you just want to buy a planner like with this layout, I think the Plum Paper one is probably a really good option, because it has the weeks over here on one side and then it has like a dashboard situation over here. There's also one called Notes and Days that's similar. That's just like lists. Anyway, I did kind of look at that for a little bit of inspiration as I started this little trial out. And so I have some priorities up here. And then I have meal ideas here. I left a blank space for my cleaning sticky note because I love this thing. And that was another issue I was having in the compact vertical layout, is that I didn't really have anywhere to put this. And I started thinking I needed to like not use this anymore, but I love this thing and this works for me. So I didn't want to change that just to make it fit the compact vertical. And then I did put a spot for habits here, which I know I'm not great at habits. I always do like reading and Duolingo. So I do check those off, but the other ones are things I'm trying to focus on. So priorities over here, I have getting back on track with videos, I have blogging, and then I have routines. So I'm trying to get back into routines with things after we've had like a chaotic summer. And so since routines were a priority, I wanted to track if I was making them a priority by putting them in my habits. And so I have, you know, Monday through Sunday here, and this is dot grid, so I can just check off the dot, like in the square of the dot grid. And so I have AM routine, reading, Duolingo, which I'm practicing Italian. I think I'm on like day 440 or something like that. 10 minutes tidy in the evening, and then PM routine. So all those are things I want to see checks every day. And then I have my content checklist here, my little cheat sheet of what I should be working on this week, especially because I'm trying to get back on track with videos. So I have them here in my face to see, you know, the status and whatnot. And these are things that as I do them, I can check off whether I have filmed them, edit them, upload them, taken photos of them, or blogged them. And then I just kind of have my little mini calendar down here. And then right here is just a blank big blank opening, and I have it labeled school because I am trying to help my son develop his habits of, you know, studying and reading and doing all the stuff he needs to do for school. And so I am trying to keep track of like when his teachers are putting on their the school little like software thing they use. I can log into that and see what they're doing, and so I can start writing in dates for when quizzes are coming up and stuff like that, so that I can encourage my son to stay on top of it too. Because if I don't know when things are happening, I'm not able to adequately support him in that. I've tried just being like, hey, go check and see if you have any homework or anything coming up, and that we need a little more support there. So anyway, that is how I'm using this. What I like is that there's lots of space left still for other things. Like, yes, this is a spot for my sticky notes, but the beauty of sticky notes is that I can move them. If I need to stick it here halfway through the week when I'm done with these, I can, and then I can write something there. The same with this. There's more space down here if I wanted to add more stuff about content, for example. So that is kind of how I'm thinking this is going to get used. And of course, with all new things, it's going to evolve and change. So we'll see how it works this week. But anyhow, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do this on camera with you. And next week we will do it on camera, so don't worry about that. We'll plan this week. It's just going to be backwards because the week is over here next time. So later this week, I hope to have attending list video up, but if that doesn't go up, you definitely can expect to see my September plan with me, because that's definitely needs to happen. I need to get this planned. We have a busy season coming up. So anyhow, that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel. And if you liked this one, you'll probably like those ones too. And I would love to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.